TechZulu viewers out there, welcome back. As you've probably seen us dancing around back and forth here, I'm now back with another interview with so before we even get started, this poor gentleman here, his name is Timo, and I've recently watched The Lion King. Happy to admit it, it's a great Disney film. I've called the man Timon about 7 different times. So if it happens in the interview, it's Timo for you viewers. Just let me continue to screw it up. Thank you to the Breakfast of Champions for making this happen. So Timo is here at SXSWi with Pokos, his company, and we're going to talk with him for a little bit and then get a demo of the new app. So Timo, tell me a little bit about Pokos and kind of what you guys are doing here at SXSWi.
Sure. Well, we're happy to be here. Thanks for having us. Pokos is a mobile apps company in its first iteration. We enable the communication with people you don't know, so that you don't need a phone number, you don't need an email address, you don't need to be a member of a social network, and the consumer is always in control of the brands and retailers that the consumer hears from.
That's exciting, and sorry to cut you off right there, but I've noticed this is actually a growing space right now. There's a lot of applications out there that are, not doing the same thing you are, but connecting with people without having to know something. There's a few apps out there I know that you can see who's around you in a radius area without having to know them. What kind of made you guys go that route as well?
Well, we've been in telecoms and wireless for our whole careers, and the holy grail of telecommunications is communicating beyond authenticated endpoints. And so we jumped all over this space, and unlike all the competitors who are letting you only find out who your friends are around you and where they are, like Clancy and Highlight that are getting a lot of buzz today in this conference, we've figured out how to communicate with people not only around you who you don't know, but continue the conversation after you leave SXSWi.
Oh, perfect. So now this is an application for businesses, as we were talking about earlier, to connect with their consumers, where here we have Business X and we want to bring consumers in or talk with our consumers and connect with them, and then after we do so, we can continue the conversation, like you said, after they leave SXSWi or after they leave our booth.
That's right, or after they leave the store. So your typical application, your typical shopper, they go to the store, and they know what they want to buy, but guess what? The brand, the retailer doesn't know what they want to buy. So the only way that the brand can really do a true upsell is by asking the customer what they want to buy, and let the customer control the conversation. It's not one of those pesky salespeople that sits around, asks you once, and then never talks to you again, unless you speak to the product specialist when you want to, on your terms.
Right, well, and it's a great thing, too, for brands and businesses. I mean, think about just in a metric or analytical way, I mean, the amount of data you can gather, kind of learn from your customers and know your customer better is massive. I mean, for what you guys are doing, I mean, you allow people to, brands and stores, like you're saying, to converse with their consumers, which allows them to build better products or sell better, do anything better that would be more focused to their consumers.
Exactly right. Right now, brands rely on focus groups to figure out what products to build, what distribution plan and promotion to pursue, and how to position themselves relative to the competition. But when they choose the focus group, it's a very narrow group, and it's not tailored necessarily to where the technology is that the brand has to offer. If you're in conversation with your customers, 80% of whom today you don't know because the credit card companies control that information, now all of a sudden you've expanded your universe of focus group inputs and able to tailor the subsequent promotion to each of the different customer bases that you have.
That's exciting. So let's we're going to switch real quick here. Behind the scenes, guys, Mr. Efren back there is going to switch cameras so we can actually do a quick demo of Pokos and kind of see what you can expect as a retailer, as a company, as a brand, and how the experience works so that you can engage with your customer base. So we'll switch real quick over to the lovely Barbara over here, who's got her iPhone, and this now works for iPhone, iPad, any other devices?
Android tablets, Android phones, so 80% of the smartphone market is covered with the application.
Great, so everybody out there, you can use this, so take note. All right, so Barbara's got the iPhone held up here for us, so Timo, why don't you go ahead and walk us through the experience that a company would have here?
Well, exactly. So we're all familiar with shopping on the web, where the retailer has the sales pop-up window and asks the customer what they want. We're bringing that same web-based capability to your smartphone And the sales staff that doesn't have to be store-based can ask the customer when they walk into the store, what are you here to shop for today? There's a red badge that appears on the customer's phone when they walk into the store. If they want to converse with the brand of the retailer, they get to do so. In this case, we'll set up an example where Walgreens is the store. The customer walks into the store, receives the red badge on their home screen, they tap on the icon, they go into the branded chat room, and there's the question from Walgreens, what are you here for today? We've set up the example so that the customer says, I've got a chronic cough, I want an over-the-counter medication, where to go? The brand responds, aisle 6, let me know when you get there. And now, here's the really cool part, if all of a sudden the customer wants to get product information, bang, touches the red bar at the top of the screen, and now gets all the detailed product information pushed out to the consumer, specialized to that consumer's need. Customer said, okay, now I want to know what else I should take, because this suppresses the cough, but it doesn't let me get to sleep. And now the brand can then communicate and say, okay, here's the sleep medication that lets you go to sleep, no contraindications, and the two are compatible. Truly high-end selling, so the customer gets everything they want, and unlike every other shopping app that's out there, you're not selling on price, you're selling on the basis of what the customer needs. When the customer gets value, they're willing to pay for it.
That's, this would have been perfect this week here at South by with the rain. I needed about 17 ponchos for the downpour that we've had, and I'm sure there's 100 people out there who need Dayquil and NyQuil because they're gotten the sniffles from walking out in the rain with no coat on. So this is really exciting to see this experience. And now, so the retailer controls it on their side as well. They have someone that's engaged in experiencing and interacting with the consumers, correct? Or is it like an algorithm that's built that kind of answers questions back and forth?
No, this is the most specialized form of sales staff that the retailer can offer to the marketplace. You don't need the product specialist or even the market specialist in every medical field or every condition in the store. Instead, you can have a regional specialist be having 10 different conversations with people real time and be able to bounce back and forth between a customer in San Antonio and a customer in Austin.
That's great. So at South by here, are you guys out and about? Thank you, by the way, Barbara. Our Vanna White for today. I was looking at a different camera. I apologize. Thank you to our Vanna White for today, Miss Barbara over here showing off the iPhone. So while you guys are here at South by, what are you guys going to be doing? Showing it off? Or you guys got a demo table? Are you connecting with retailers? Kind of what's your guys' plan while you're here?
Well, it's a good question. We went to the panel yesterday where we were helped in terms of how to identify the objectives. We're meeting with the major retailers. We're meeting with some of the agencies that represent those retailers. We have a contest going that's on our homepage, a sweepstakes, $5,000 in giveaways, where hopefully attract some attention.
In case anybody needs some extra cash while you're here at South by, probably should enter the contest here, $5,000. Can probably buy you enough extra batteries for your iPhone, as again, the signal is drained, and ponchos, in case the rain keeps up.
Well, exactly. So in addition to the sweepstakes, we've got a video that's a lot of fun that talks about the future of our technology. And if you don't mind, let me just share what.
Yeah, that's, you read my mind here. It's Timo, and I almost said Timon again. Disney, you should be paying me for as many times as I'm saying Timon right now. Timo, you read my mind. That was the next question I was going to ask. Tell us a little bit about what's next and what the future holds with Pokos.
Okay, so as I mentioned, our background is in telecoms, and we believe in solving big problems with our technology platform, that we've got some very good IP protection with the help of some of the best patent guys out there. And what our technology does is allow all the vendors, all of the brands, all of the content producers, the Disneys of the world, to communicate directly with their consumer base without a phone number, without an email address, without social network enrollment. Don't have to rent a database, don't have to rent other people's lists, and you're able to push your content out there on the basis of shared interest. Get rid of all of the digital intermediaries. Just think who they are, who right now we're conceding a lot of our consumer dollars to, and the brands are conceding a lot of margin points to. We can name them. There's iTunes, there's Amazon, there's the cable companies that try to bundle our services and sell us channels we don't want to watch. All of those digital intermediaries are rendered obsolete by our technology.
That's great. Well, Timo, thank you very much again for stopping by. And again, our Vanna Whites, everybody give a round of applause. Here's Barbara right here, if you can see her in the wide angle here. Thank you both for coming out and telling us a little bit about Pokos. And everybody out there, definitely check out Pokos if you're a retailer or a brand. any kind of doing any kind of business with your consumers, make sure you get in touch with these guys. Also, check out the contest, get yourself a little extra cash. And again, thank you guys very much. We appreciate it.
The contest you can access www.pokos.biz. B-I-Z. Thanks so much.
Thank you guys. Thank you again.
Take care.
Take care.